So much of this has to be reversed. It just has to be. Let me give you another example. Randy George, General Randy George, was fired as he wasn't Secretary of the Army, but he was basically the highest ranking officer in the United States Army, Afghan veteran, a, several deployments, a chest full of fruit salad. The man knows what he's doing. And he was in charge when he was top dog in the Army. When our last defense secretary, you're going to have to help me with the name because if I knew I was going here, I would have looked it up again. But he was his top assistant. And he's had commands in Europe. He's had commands in Asia and Latin America. He is a vet, a veteran, graduated West Point in 88. Anyway, Randy George was fired by Hegseth. A couple of days after, he was told by Hegseth's pet general, a guy named Leneve, to drop any investigation of those Apache helicopter pilots that did a flyby for Kid Rock. Do you remember that?
Oh, yeah.
Kid Rock has a palatial place. Lord knows how he earned that. Who buys that stuff? Anyway, two Apache helicopter pilots did a flyby and hovered, and Kid Rock did a little salute and all that. You don't do that. You don't do that in the Army. That's a misuse of equipment. It is dangerous. And Randy George was going to investigate that. And he was told by this guy, Leneve, General Leneve, who's now taken his place, he was told, you need to back off this investigation. Let's just drop all of that. And George said, no, we can't have pilots freelancing like that. It's cool. Imagine what would have happened if any other celebrity that happened to be liberal had gotten a flyby by a U.S. Army helicopter and a little hovering salute. No, it would have hit the fan immediately. So a couple of days later, Randy George was fired. Randy George was also heading programs to get us into the drone business because Ukraine and Iran have shown that's the direction warfare is going. They're cheap. They're effective. We need to make more use of them. That drone unit has now been disbanded. It has been literally disbanded in the name of going back to basics, which is basically going back to tanks and rifles and all of that, which, yeah, you need. But drones are the wave of the future. The Ukrainian drone unit, in joint exercises with NATO, wiped out 2 American armored battalions in war games. 2 of them that were back to basics.
Yeah.
So that's the way it's going. And the guy heading that up and in charge of that was fired, and the unit he set up to test and get us ready for this was disbanded. So in addition to everything else, Forest Service, Weather Service, the New York Times had a story. The Army is now rudderless, is the way they put it. 12 top ranking generals, war fighters, as Hegseth says, men and women with no women, except the ones that have been fired, that had the experience and the knowledge and have been there